Hi guys, so today I'm bringing you a bold eyebrow tutorial. This is how I make my eyebrows look very bold and defined. I do this almost every day. So I'm starting out by outlining my brows with a brow pencil. This brow pencil, I forgot the name, so I'm going to leave it in the description box. I got it in an Ipsy bag and the label rubbed off on it. Like, the whole entire label just rubbed off, and I didn't realize until today. So yeah, I start by outlining the tops of my brows. I feel personally like this makes my eyebrows look a lot more even when I start from the top of my brow. You don't have to do this. This is just how what I feel makes my eyebrows look best. You can start from the bottom, start outlining them from wherever you feel more comfortable. This is just what I feel makes my eyebrows look better. So I just make sure they're as even as possible, and then I move on to outlining the bottoms of my brows. Then I start outlining the bottoms of my brows. I like to start outlining them from the head of the brow, which is what I call it. I don't know what you call it, but like the front part of your brow on the bottom. I like to start outlining from there. Don't be heavy-handed with this. This is or you can make your eyebrows look blocky as hell. I don't go heavy handed, but if you want to, I guess you can. I just feel like it looks gross when I do that. So I try to be very light handed towards the head of my brow, and then as I go to the tail of my brow, I press a lot harder and go a lot more heavy handed. I like to squint my eyebrows up, squint them up, raise my eyebrows. I feel like this makes my skin a lot more tight, so I can get a sharper, precise line. Then, after I feel like my outlined eyebrows are as even as possible, I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade dark brown and I fill in that outlined brow. I like to make it a lot more heavy towards the end of my brow and a lot more light-handed towards the front of my brow. Towards the front of my brow, I like to draw little hair strokes so it looks a lot more natural. And then towards the bottom of my tail, I like to make it very thick and, well, not very thick, just very heavy. So it looks a lot more ombre and a lot more put together. Then after this, I like to take a spoolie. This spoolie is just from the other end of the brow pencil that I used, and I like to comb through the front of my eyebrows and a little towards the middle of my eyebrows. This just blends out any excess product and makes things a lot more blended and a little less patchy. Then I like to take this Duo Brow Powder from INSPR. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I like to just put this towards the end of my eyebrow to fill in any sparseness that I still have in my eyebrows. So after I apply the powder, I like to take a concealer and outline the bottom of my brow. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer and Contour Palette. I take the lightest shade in this and I just start working that on the bottom of my brow towards the head. I like to, this part really pulls the eyebrow together. This is what makes it sharp and makes it look very highlighted. If you don't want a highlighted brow, you don't have to use such a light concealer, but I like a very highlighted looking brow, so I just use a very light concealer. So I start from the head of my brow, and then I like to work it towards the ends of my brows. And then I like to connect them in the middle. This just makes my eyebrows look as even as possible. You guys can do whatever little techniques you have. This is just one of mine. After I outline the bottom of my eyebrow with concealer, I like to just drag more concealer down my eyebrows. This acts as an eyeshadow base, and it makes blending a lot more easier because you have more concealer, and I don't know, it just helps me a lot more. So yeah, I just pull that down and then I start blending it out with a beauty blender. So after I blend it out with a beauty blender, I just set it with a translucent powder on the beauty blender. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks for watching.